Hey, Joey, we're on. Live streaming, baby. We are live streaming.
Nice.
Give it a minute for the stream to catch up. Catch up. There it is. See it? Nice.
I should probably take the schmuck thing off. I didn't know that.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show show. It's the time for the pre-show show. We have not started recording the podcast yet, so anything we say is just gibberish.
Everyone see my shirt?
Joey's wearing like a chick smock thing. Oh,
That thing was comfortable. That's like a blanket.
It's like a blanket that you wear. But
Yeah.
it's made for chicks, but no, it's strong enough for a man, but what is it strong enough for a woman? I don't know.
More than a woman. What's that song?
I don't know, but you just got us a copyright strike. Anybody in the live stream? No, I'm just joking. Anybody in the live stream, just holler at us and let us know that the sound is good. We appreciate it. That would be super duper awesome. I got my show notes up. Joey, I'm going to hit the record button. Are you ready for that?
I'm always ready.
Okay, I'm going to do it. Click, click. Got Sean in the house. Sean, hey, buddy, what's up? Okay, sound good, Sean? Holler out and say, hey, say the sound is good. Make sure that we're good. Good. Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
It's gravy. Steak sauce.
Maybe just a thumbs up, or maybe we're just going to roll with it, Joey. Epic. Haven't done that in a while.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't let that fly in a while. Sounds good. Thanks, Sean. You're the man. Okay, Joey, we're recording. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Maryland Fishing Line, episode 19. I am Brian.
I'm Joey.
Today is Tuesday, September 29th, 2020, the year that we wish wasn't. This is the podcast where we talk about fishing throughout the great state.
I don't know about that. I've had good fishing this year.
There's been fantastic fishing this year.
Sorry.
There's been a lot of good things to come out of 2020, and I think they're all going to get overshadowed with Puppy Drum have showed up.
Red Drum showed up.
There's a lot of good stuff that I think is going to get overshadowed. But anyway, this is the podcast where we talk about fishing throughout the great state of Maryland. Everybody remember the Maryland Fishing Line is a production of the Angler Magazine Chesapeake Edition. Coming up this week, Joey, we are going to talk about going fishing, and then we may talk a little bit about going fishing. How's that?
I think we should talk about fishing a little bit, though.
Let's talk about fishing some more.
Okay.
Let's actually really do a deep dive into fishing.
Yep.
So, but before we get too deep into all of that, I do need to send a shout out to all of the Chesapeake Anglers sponsors. Waterfront Marine in Edgewater, Maryland, dealing in Robalo fishing boats, Chaparral pleasure boats, and Bennington pontoon boats. Waterfront Marine has their open house October demo days coming up October 3rd and 4th and the 10th and 11th. Find out more on their website at waterfrontmarine.com.
What's considered a demo? Can I roll up there with like 3 rods and a bag?
Oh, dude, legit, that would be awesome. Like, let's take this Robalo out.
Hold on. Let me just give me a minute. I'll be back. Here's my driver's license. 4 hours later.
Annapolis Canoe and Kayak in Eastport. JMJ Firearms in Mechanicsville. Modern Air HVAC in Mechanicsville. Robin Cavallaro at Remax One, a fantastic real estate agent. Stoney's Kingfishers in Solomons, Maryland. Fantastic food right on the water in a beautiful setting. What a great little bar they got, too. No joke, right?
Who?
Stoney's. Stoney's Kingfishers right there on the island.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that little bar. Scotts Cove Marina in Deal Island, Maryland. Hey, I wonder if Stoney's is getting ready to have their oyster thing. They had oyster things in the fall last year. It was like a super legit Sunday oyster deal.
I'm going to miss the Oyster Festival this year.
I know. I am, too.
I love that last year.
Yeah, oyster shooters. Scotts Cove Marina in Deal Island. Huntingtown Automotive in Huntingtown. And Eat Chesapeake in Dunkirk, Rosehaven, and Bowie, otherwise known as Chesapeake Grill. Also another fantastic food location. Can't go wrong. You're going to find links to all of these fine establishments in our show notes or in the show description. Make sure to let them know you heard about them here.
Heard with Purd.
Mm-hmm. Joey, let's take a look at what's going on around the state.
How about we do it this way this week?
Sure. I want to.
People go out fishing and report back to us.
Okay.
Instead of us doing
So only if you're in the live stream, tell us what you've caught.
Yeah,
we never do this at the top of the podcast to tell people what we're drinking
well,
tonight.
I feel I shouldn't have a swanky glass during this podcast.
No, I think you're okay with a swanky glass. Yeah. It's a swank glass.
I got
There's
an
no doubt
IPA
about
in
that.
it.
Yeah.
I got a Tropicana.
What are you? You didn't cover that in the last one. Tropicana?
Oh, yeah.
The citrus IPA?
I had one left. It's delicious.
I started the night with the, what is that, Purple Monkey dishwasher?
Yep.
Is that the name of it?
Yep.
Which was a chocolate
Peanut butter
porter,
Yep.
which was really good. And that is
way
gone.
better than Sweet Baby Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. The Duclaw, the Sweet Baby
No,
Jesus
I lost that. And
doesn't do it for me.
That's just as good over there, too.
I'm going to look that up. And then I went over to a peanut butter milk stout from Left Hand, which is,
Do you think that tastes
the go-to.
You don't think that tastes old, does it?
No, not at all. No.
They kept it stored all...
No, stouts don't go bad. Stouts
No.
just improve with age, like me.
I don't want to say that. Anyway, let's take a look around the state.
Hey, folks, cooler weather's here, and you know what that means? Fish want to get fat.
Yeah.
Those fish that I've been catching in the creek, have you seen the pictures that I've been sending you? They are chubby little fish.
It's a chubby fish.
It is a chubby fish.
As Jerry said, you keep catching the same picture.
They keep accusing me of catching the same fish and like dragging it around and then taking pictures. I had to actually send them GPS coordinates today of my pictures of my fish.
You did.
So that they made sure that all my fish were not of pictures of the exact same. But they're so fat and round, they just need to grow another 2 inches. I mean, everything's like 16, 17. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mainstay water bay temp. Main stem bay. That's very hard for me to say. I botched it up last week. Main stem bay, water temperatures are dropping into the 70s. I think my creek water today was around 76. It was actually a little higher.
Oh, wow.
It was a little
The
warmer
warmest
up
I
today.
had here was 73, but it's been at 69 pretty flat.
You're closer to the bay, too. I'm way back up in the back of
you're
the
in the
creek. I go
boonies.
way back up the river and then back up in the top of the creek. What's going on in the world striped bass, Joey?
I thought we were talking about striped bass.
Well, I don't know. I kind of got off on this.
Striped bass are everywhere. Like I said, fall means they want to get fat, so they're further up the creeks. They're eating everything they can eat before the cold sets in. So head to the shallows. Mornings and evenings are going to be your topwater action or a nice overcast day this time of year. I think as it cools off a little bit and you have decent. When the sun's not blaring, you could do topwater all day with those things. If you want to go out and troll, you can almost troll the creeks. You can troll the shipping channels. You can troll the rivers. You can do that to get the job done. And they're starting. You're seeing more schools of those. So you're gonna see them with bluefish, Spanish mackerel, and etc. Chasing the baits on the out in the middle of the bay.
Folks, if you got questions over in the live stream, send them our way. Love to answer questions that you may have. Bluefish are still around. I caught a bluefish like in your creek, up in Mill Creek. It was like a 13-inch bluefish.
Yes, they did similar size the other morning.
Yeah,
out here.
It was fun. I actually really enjoyed that. If you're finding those bluefish out in the main stem of the bay, you're probably finding them under birds. And you really need to get a bait below the frenzy that's going on the surface if you want to actually hook up with any of the larger class bluefish that may be out there running around.
Should we do a bird category with this? Because this time of year, people start hooking a lot of birds with the schools.
That'd be a
funny.
great
That'd be
topic.
a good little.
How do you unhook a bird? A lot of people do it. It happens all the doggone time.
I've never done it.
I've been on a charter boat when it happened, and
You reel it in.
Well, that's what you do. You reel it in, and then the mate sits there with his big gloves and tries to
Yeah, that's why he gets the
wrangle
tip.
that beast. So that's actually it. Just bring a mate with you no matter what you're doing to unwrangle the birds.
Them cobia are pretty much gone. I do know a friend that caught one last week. Lost a keeper at the boat, too. Jay Fleming caught a keeper down towards Smith Island the other day. Posted some nice pictures of it served up as a dinner accoutrament.
Nice.
Probably wrong word there.
Nice.
I do hear cobia is very delicious to eat.
It is wonderful to eat.
They're about as far north as the Target ship now, which is kind of just north of Smith and Tangier.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to be back down towards the Bay Bridge Tunnel and the mouth of the bay soon.
I just popped over into the live stream, and it looks like Sean said that he actually did get into a bird last year. That is legit.
Oh, what's Sean?
Sean, his
Sean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sean's like a manly man that could wrestle the bird and show you his boss. Not many people can do it. John's a burly man. Like I said, he's come here, little fella. Just,
I'll save you.
not
Bert.
me. I'm afraid of feathers, feathery animals.
You're definitely afraid of osprey. I know that.
Dude, I am.
I saw one today. I thought they were gone. I thought they were done. I thought they were gone. What am I even on here? Redfish, puppy drum. There's the puppy drum are slowing down for me in the creek.
Yeah, they're slowing up a little bit.
Yeah. I guess they're still going to be here for a little while longer.
Yep.
I know we're still seeing a lot of pictures of the big red drum out in the bay. I'm not sure. This a whole new fishery for me. This puppy drum in the creek thing is kind of unheard of.
You mean that one you keep in the cage and you keep taking pictures of?
Don't tell everybody. Keep taking pictures of the same fish. And it's getting darker, so it's growing up. I don't know what it's a new world for all of us with these, I think, over here on the Western Shore. Eastern Shore, I know they've been dealing
The
with
puppy drum fishery and the speckled trout is new to us.
Mm-hmm. So those fish are going to find deeper water. You were talking about this last week, the hole up in. But right now, they're still out there. I've seen a lot of people. Your dad hooked up a really nice one just a couple days ago, which was awesome. Saw the pictures of that. That looked like a nice fish. He said it was, 17, 18?
Yeah, we just eyeballing. It was a redfish, not a puppy drum of that size.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah. What's the official size where it tips?
I think around 18, 19 is where people.
Okay.
And then when they get over like 30, they turn them in. Name goes to red drum versus redfish.
Okay.
Oh, so, yeah.
No, well, that's good to know. It's
Yeah.
good stuff to know. So I want to make sure that I'm doing.
I'm probably wrong, but that's what I think.
No, you're fine. If you're out in the main stem of the bay looking for those big red fish or even larger red drum, did I get that right? I think I did. If you're looking for red fish or large, then once again look for those It's all about schools of birds and schools of or flocks of birds and schools of breaking fish. Specks, Joey.
The specks are everywhere. If you can find them on some type of sorry, brain fart. They're usually in the they've actually been in the shallower areas a lot lately, which are a blast. You can find them on a lot of areas where structures changing depths and whatnot. They like pink, white, soft body plastics, little jigs.
Will they also take white pink?
The white pink, I don't know. It's
okay,
more
so pink white.
Pink
okay,
white.
Got it.
But yeah, they're still heavy in the grass beds, and they've been pretty heavy in.
Are you still
in our
on
area.
Are you still on the weakfish? Have you been able to?
Yeah, I would say you fish the same way, and you might pick up some weakfish in the mix as well.
Well, we went out. I may talk about it a little bit.
So
but we went out, and you actually hooked me up with some a location for some specs.
Oh yeah, was that between last episodes?
Yeah,
I showed you a little spot.
Yeah.
Weakfish or gray trout have been in the mix as well.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, they're really hard to explain. They almost have the dorsal fin of a redfish. They fight like a redfish. They kind of fight and look like a speckled trout too. They're pretty cool. I did read they're almost like a trash fish, so I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think
because they fight really well.
I don't think any fish is a trash fish. Although that needle nose thing that we caught the other day,
houndfish, the big one
I
caught. I hate. Yeah,
hound
you caught
fish?
one.
God, they smell horrible.
Carp are trash fish too.
Yeah, but I don't really think I'm going to talk about carp in a little bit.
Okay.
I've actually got that in my notes.
Well, let's run down Spanish mackerel next.
Spanish mackerel, dude. If you're after Spanish mac, you better get on it because they are
almost gone.
Get out there, get on them if that's your thing. I know they're still seeing some big ones caught. I was looking at the Tangier tournament.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
It looked great. I was watching it on Facebook. I don't have a recap. I don't want to do a recap because I know we talked to those guys about coming back and doing an event recap. So I don't want to kind of blow that. And if anybody's really paid attention to it, Tangier Classic, they really did a great job with their social channels of keeping everything updated. Their leaderboard kept updated. Yeah. They were doing a great job posting pictures of fish that were coming in. Fantastic job. So, but I know that there was some Spanish caught in that. I don't want to blow that all up.
Farewell, dude.
Yep. See y'all next year, Spanish mackerel.
Yep. White perch, before they go deep, they're still everywhere. Little curly tail, grubs, whatever, spinnerbaits, grass shrimp, bloodworms, fish them in the same spots as you have been all year, but they're almost done. They're going to go to deep water soon.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose some of them.
Yep.
I checked the live stream. This is a really nice rhythm we have because you probably do the same thing while I'm talking. You check the live stream when you're covering a fish. I go over, jump over, and check the live stream. Back to the bird thing.
Sure.
Sean said he had to hold the bird's neck with his foot. I wonder how big the bird was. Nick, sorry, yes, we did get a little bit of a late start. Cutting into his hide.
I want to say, these 7 people right now are watching us over the.
That's right.
You can have a drinking game with us too. I don't know what's more.
How many times?
I do want to watch the debate when I'm done.
Oh yeah, I got to be recorded. How many times does Brian flub a word because he doesn't have any teeth? He would get lit up if you wanted to play that drinking game. Yeah, I don't want to talk anymore about fall trout. Yeah, it's coming up in October. I'm not real excited.
Trout stockings or speckled trout?
Yeah, no, trout stockings, actual freshwater trout.
The trout that eat the dog food.
Yeah,
You heard that joke?
Yeah, no.
Because they disperse when they're in the hatchery. They kind of like shoot out. Looks like dog food.
Yeah.
So they joke about it. You put like a dog food.
The pellets.
Garlic corn. My dad taught me that when I was young. Garlic corn will catch those stock trout too.
So I'm not real
Calvert
crazy.
Cliffs.
I've got a little bit of a trout angst right now because I saw the cover of my October magazine.
Is it me again?
It's Rocktober in the Chesapeake Bay, and I've got a trout on the cover of my magazine
Who picked that?
down in
Oh,
Florida.
you mean on the cover or
cover?
Who's on the inside cover?
I put myself on the inside cover, holding up
Excuse me,
a beautiful puppy drum, just like you.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to be like you, be like Joey. How many of those have you signed for folks?
14.
Nice, good job. You need to keep a tally.
15 were returned to me though.
Keep a.
The one thing I don't get about fall trout stock. Sorry, this is our
okay.
podcast. We
can talk about
the
everyone we
people
want.
that go in and like blow up Calvert Cliffs and are like, oh, I'm like, no, you caught that in my bathtub. You still have to catch a fish, I guess. But anyway, them largemouth bass are going into they're getting fat too.
Yep.
They're getting slow, but they are stocking up. Those things are, if you can find them, they're in slow motion, but they're eating. They have big bellies, almost like pre-spawn bass. Grass beds are beginning to die off.
I'm checking something now. Hang on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They're looking for alternative cover, probably back to them wood things you like. Fish the transition points between deeper water and cover with spinnerbaits, crankbaits, or jerkbaits. And of course, like Brian always says,
wood.
I hate fishing wood.
Well, I love
but
fishing
I don't
wood.
fish a lot of freshwater anymore.
Wood. Yeah, I mean, why would you?
I'm spoiled.
You're just like right here in your backyard. And so while you're talking about largemouth, I actually went and looked.
Yep.
I signed up for the October. We were talking about this last week.
You signed up?
I signed up.
Oh, man.
I'm the only one that signed up.
Oh, good.
So I'm pretty sure they're just going to punt October.
Probably.
That'll actually be fine. Take
I
the
think you need
pressure
a break.
off. And I get right back into the striper. I've had so much fun with the rockfish. And it's Rocktober, baby. That's what you got to do.
So snakehead wise, really quick, snakehead fish them like you are fishing bass in the snakehead areas, but white paddle tails. I think white and makes noise is real popular, and live minnows work well. However, when does a snakehead bite start turning back on?
Okay,
Because
so
I know there's a big spring bite.
There's a great YouTube channel, Cambo Trout. And he does. Snakehead is his thing.
Is he a Blackwater guy or
no? He's a Westie. He's over here somewhere. I think he's up near Baltimore. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, he's probably catching them in their harbor.
That dude does a great job on his YouTube channel, Cambo Trout, and he just released a video on what happens with the bite. And I was watching. I was so happy to see this. He did like the first half of his video was him just talking through it, like what happens at this time of the year. He was talking about how the bite changes and how into December, if it gets warm, we might still have a bite or it might go stale. But can you go out in almost any time of the year and catch snakehead? Yeah.
Yes.
But are you going to go out and catch numbers? No, unless you get one of those weird days. So I'll put a link to the show notes in that video since we actually specifically brought that topic up. He does a great job of walking through what's going on.
I'm debating on maybe one day this fall we go fish. I want to touch a snakehead as much as you want to touch that houndfish. I'll grab any fish except for that the houndfish.
You don't like the snakehead?
There's something in, I don't know if it's
I've gotten over it.
I do
just
not
grab
want
a
to
hold
touch
of
those
them.
little bastards.
I just grab a hold. You grab them right under the gill.
No, I don't want to touch
hold
them.
on to them, and as long as you control them. I did a video once where I held the snake up by my head.
Oh,
and I was like, hold and
smack you in the face.
And I got a comment. The dude was like, somebody was like, "Hey, I was just legit waiting for that snakehead to whap its tail and smack you upside the head." I think that'd have made for a great video. So
don't like touching it. I don't mind touching catfish, which the catfish bite is huge. Well, catfish are everywhere.
Who wants to catch for catfish?
They like the slightly cooler water temperatures, and so they're in a huge feeding frenzy. Blue cats we found on the deeper channel, and small blue catfish we found along the channel edges. So basically, for channel catfish, you're fishing deeper.
Yeah, why would you
flatheads can be found in the upper Potomac around the Conowingo Dam Pool and lower Susquehanna. And you can basically chuck fresh cut bait. You need durable bait like clam snouts, night crawlers, chicken livers, and etc. for catfish.
Let me do a real quick live stream catch up.
Yep.
Sean said he was a big seagull underneath the foot. We got Charles in the house. Charles, what's up, buddy? The fall feed is definitely on. Nick said snake topwater's closing down. Absolutely. And Joe, your dad showed up.
Yeah.
See that? He said your houndfish
Oh,
stunk.
he was messaging me on the bike one. He also said he needs some Maryland fishing line stickers.
Oh, cool. Yes, I do. I
need some.
I'll talk directly to the camera. I have Maryland fishing line stickers. Anybody needs a Maryland fishing line sticker, holler at me. I'll figure out a way. Maybe I'll put some in the shop.
I need 2 more.
I'll put some in the shop. You want me to just throw some in the shop?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, pack
How much can I sell them for?
You sell for whatever you want to get out of them.
Taco money.
So my crabs are still thick, and I'm hearing that. It's October. Recreational crabbing is like at its peak right now, and I had some this past Sunday. And this time of year,
what was that picture you sent me?
Which
was it just a really big crab? Was there an extra leg?
No, it had this crazy, like its point on its apron had like another apron coming off of it.
So yeah, that's the only thing I noticed.
It was super weird. It was like it was trying to grow a wing. So I had this crab shell, caught this crab. I was like all freaky, and I was like looking for it in the cooler when we were eating crabs. My daughter's like, "Yeah, I'll eat that." She grabbed it, just like snaked it down. Yeah. But this time of year when they start to fatten up, they get this really, really delicious buttery taste to the meat. This past weekend,
you don't think that's from the nuclear plant?
No,
okay.
No. This last week was the first time I've tasted that in the crabs this year, and it's such a sweet transition. Crabs are really sweet, in my opinion, to begin with, that salty, sweet thing. And then when they develop that buttery kind of like leaves that on your lips, it's just so good. I mean, so good. They were so good.
I've only had snow crab legs this year, which is not very Marylander. Yeah,
I'm gonna hook you up on Sunday. We're gonna get you some crabs in your belly. But this is the time of year crabs are literally at their peak.
And they're at their cheapest price if you're not getting them yourself.
Yeah. Because once summer's over, people stop eating them, which is such a mistake. Do not do that.
Well,
if you're
oyster
listening
season's
to
here
that,
now.
do not do it. Keep eating crabs. Yep. So, Charles, I'm going to get you a sticker. I need to get your address, get you a sticker so you can rock that down in Gunnersville.
I gotta get back to Charles.
Sean, sticker swap. Yeah, absolutely. Camden, I will send some crabs to you if that works. It's been too long, Camden. I'm going to talk to my daughter here for a moment. Camden, it's been too long since we've seen you. This is getting a little old. I know you're in Florida with COVID, but we need to get you home to see you. It's getting to be a little too much for me.
You guys tried FaceTime before?
Yeah, we FaceTime, but it's not the same.
I know, I'm just kidding.
It's not the same. I don't know. I miss my daughter. So, catching up with some news. And speaking of, Charles is here. Charles, frequent listener, buddy of mine that I fish against in KBF. I've never actually met Charles, but I feel like he's a friend of mine. He is headed down to Lake Gunnersville for the KBF Challenge Series National Championship, and I have got it legit, Charles, in my show notes to wish you the biggest and baddest best of luck. You need to go down there and make Maryland proud. Win that son of a bitch.
Can you get Greg Blanchard's autograph for me?
There you go. And Joey has a request, a fanboy request.
Can you sign your forehead and then just bring it back?
Sign your forehead and then send me a picture of it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's fishing it. I assume he's fishing the tournament. But anyway.
So let's see. I'm going to catch up in the show notes again, or in the live stream.
Magazine
Nick,
catch up, Brian.
no, I'm doing.
Oh.
I'm doing the live stream.
This live stream is way more active than our last
So
one.
Nick, you said you trolled the mouth of St. Leonard Creek 10-4, not a single fish. So here's the deal, dude. Go back up in the creek. I'm all the way at the back at the top of the creek where the power lines cross, and I'm just slaying them. But they are all a little short. They're all a couple inches short. So they're a hell of a lot of fun to catch because they're fat and chubby fish. But there's the deal.
Oh yeah, Greg.
Oh yeah, Greg's gonna be there, buddy.
Uh,
I'm sorry, Joey.
he can sign my native hat. I'll mail it over. Actually, I could just mail it. Anyway, I'm a huge. I'm telling you, one of my favorite YouTube channels across all sports platforms.
Greg Blanchard.
Greg, he just does such a good job.
I'm going to grab the link to that and put it in the show notes again as well. I'm going to put the link to
He
Cambo
is a
Trout.
native
and
kayaker.
Where's he from? Do you know?
He's from New York, lives in Cali. He actually just has a really good series about. He's been in New York for the last 2 weeks, and when he's in New York, he has like a Slayer 10 set up at home, and he brings a bunch of his gear. But he fishes like out in California a lot.
Yeah.
Well, he lives there for work. Anyway,
so Nick, I'm catching fish. I'm catching the stripers that I'm trolling up. Nowhere near 15 to 20. I'm catching those fish in 8 to 10. 8 to 10 all the time, all day long, and they're schooled up. You find those bait balls that doesn't even have to have breaking fish in it, and I troll those edges with the kayak. I just run it by, and then as soon as I hook up with a fish off of that, I will stop the troll and I'll turn around and start casting back to the same distance away from that pod of breaking fish and try to follow it. Sometimes it's hard to follow them. Make sure it's the good bunker though, and not those little rain minnows, kind of those little minnow things. They don't, fish don't seem to like them that much, or they do, but they're just little fish that like them because they're little bait fish.
little babies.
Yeah, little babies, little wee weigh-ins. So Joey, you referenced, and I am going to catch this up. The October issue of Chesapeake Angler arrives at my warehouse tomorrow, and I will start delivering it over the next few days. So be on the lookout for it. If you've got your photo or your picture in the brag board, definitely make sure. But you can also always read the articles online at the e-magazine as well. Got a great article this month in the October issue on the Mid-Atlantic KBF and the national championship that's coming up in that. So one of their organizers actually wrote an article for me, sent it over to me to publish. Fantastic. Well done. Got some great pictures to go along with it. So all y'all kayak fishermen, it seems like there's a bunch of us here. Be on the lookout for that.
I think this is a kayak fishing podcast now.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I mean, it's what we do.
We don't ever talk about trolling in the middle of the bay.
Although I will, in my section here, I'm going to talk about my Parker. So I need to actually put that in the show notes. Joey, well, you've got a big old long list here. So why don't
And
you
I've
go
been
ahead,
doing everything.
why don't you go ahead and start?
I feel like, because I feel like work is still crazy. I don't know what week, what has been since last episode. It's just like
It's just work fish.
Well, like I tried to take off tomorrow and I'm going to work tomorrow.
Oh, dude, we were supposed to fish my creek tomorrow.
Well, you were talking about your creek?
Yes.
I might work till like 11 tomorrow.
Okay, well,
Maybe I'll go. I don't know. My boat's already at the water.
Well, mine is too.
Well, we'll meet in the middle.
That would be
4
like
days later.
That would be like point patience.
You think so? I paddled up to St. Leonard Creek past. That's a long haul from
Yeah,
Sullivan's.
it's a long ways. I don't even want to paddle down to the mouth.
Dude,
of the creek.
getting out of your creek is. Anyway, just follow. We are finally at the point where our kayaks are coming in. Well, some of them, shop-wise. We have 2 bona fides, 2 natives, and it seems like that's big news.
You got any pedal boats available?
Yeah, we have a Slayer Max and a Slayer 10 coming in.
You have a Slayer 10? Is it unclaimed?
Unclaimed. I know as soon as I post it.
Don't post it.
Sorry, I had a brain fart.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
the bona.
You're sitting there going, how much would Brian want me to sell that?
No, I'm
that
just trying
Slayer?
to. I just had a brain fart. Just want to say that because that's big news. That's exciting because it's been a hassle to get boats. People want to go out and fish.
Yep.
So that's pretty big. I am getting a new hull.
This has been the bane of your existence.
Yeah, I won't go into any details. Basically, I'm getting a Titan 12 for reasons I asked Native for, and I'm getting a Titan 12. I told him I don't care what color, just give me a new boat, and it shows up. Dave's picking it up next week.
So that's an upgrade for you.
So my dad asked that. I don't know if it's an upgrade.
It's a side grade.
It's like a parallel move, but they're two different types of boat. Where for me the Max it's more versatile. The Titan series is built as they're tournament boats.
Okay.
They're freaking tanks. I mean, it's a bar. Like I've taken out. Me and Andrew have gotten on the Titan 13.5,
mm-hmm.
and like we both went out in the same area of the lake on it, and I stood up in the back the whole time.
Wow.
And you can walk up and down the Titans. I mean, me and Andrew are 200 plus pounds each. He's built a little better than me. He's a different 200 pounds than me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. They're freaking tanks. They're foam. I mean, they have a foam core injection. There's
foam
a whole
core, not going anywhere.
Yeah, you can never sink them. They're
never.
super stiff. They're not. So the Slayer Max was built as a customer boat, like customer feedback boat. They took everything that they learned from people saying you should do this, you should do that, and you can tell by looking at the boat. Like, it has way more bells and whistles. There's a battery box. There's a replaceable panel. The way the track system works.
You don't have that in the Titan?
No. So I am losing features in the Titan.
Yeah, because
I'm gaining in certain areas. I'm losing others. Just my fancy little what?
Well, I was just gonna because every time we go out, like legit, you're like Mr. Speed Demon.
I'll be a little bit slower, but I'll still be faster than you.
That's what I was going to ask you, because can you run away from me when I'm trying to throw that houndfish into the back of your boat?
I did yesterday. I told you I'd give you pink eye. So I got a Titan 12 coming. I'm really excited because it's about 2 to 3 days before. No, Thursday night, maybe Friday. I don't know. Saturday. I drank some beer. I don't know.
It's okay.
Saturday. No, it was Saturday night. I punched a hole in it on purpose.
In the. Grunted.
So I dropping down a little bit. I got my Striker 7 Clearview in. Spent some time Thursday night after we got off the water. I drug it all the way up. Before I had alcohol, I got it on my patio. I don't know how I did that, which is great because I have a lot of lights out there. It was kind of cozy. You know, I had my Jimmy Buffett playing.
Cool. So you got to tinker with it.
That's the night. So quick side note. Remember I told you I was like, I didn't eat dinner. I literally had a Pop-Tart for breakfast.
Yep.
I didn't eat lunch. I didn't eat dinner because I raced home to get on the water. I get out there. I open up I think one of these. It's like an 8% IPA or something. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, I have no food in my stomach. I was like, I have power tools out. It's a little dark. I probably shouldn't fully set this thing up tonight. So I didn't finish it Thursday night because I was a little buzzed and I was afraid of putting a hole in the wrong spot or hurting myself.
That's worse.
Had my Dremel out to cut a hole. Yeah. So I finished that Saturday. So I did. The Slayer Max was very easy to put that unit in. I have a battery box built in, which I put my own dry box in there. It was quick to run up to that.
Yeah.
They have the sacrificial plate for me to run that through. Mm-hmm. It just was simple. For the Titan, I'm going to have to. Luckily, I have a dry box for my battery. Put it in the hole, run it through. I'm going to have to I'll probably literally just take Velcro.
Yeah.
And put the box in, you know.
I was going to go through all that.
Yeah.
So in my
I already have it figured out.
My top water, I had to do that. Had to figure out that whole same thing too.
Yeah. The opening is so freaking huge though.
I was going to put like the whole Velcro thing on, and then it wouldn't stick, and I was like, I'll come back to it later. I just let the dry box bounce around in there. It's not going anywhere.
Unless you're like in and out.
Yeah.
Your truck.
Yeah. For me, it doesn't even do that because, like with Jerry, he has to lift his boat up to the. So he's got to go like.
Jerry's got to go up to the moon.
He's got to basically have his boat vertical to get it up and get it back horizontal. With me, it's just lifting it up to the back of the truck. It never goes anywhere.
So I will have to rip everything off in like a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
For the Titan, I am extremely excited about the Titan. It's like 5 or 6 inches wide. It's like a barge. I can walk. I can literally.
Was it Charles said something? He said. The Titan 13.5 is a mini version of a Nitro Z21.
It is. It's ridiculous. Me and Andrew shouldn't have been able to do what we did on that and be comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a really cool boat. I mean, you go kayak fishing from Marlin. Yeah, I could probably do that in the Titan.
Yeah. You could tow us all out. I tried so hard the other day to get a hold of the back of your boat.
Oh, were you actually doing that?
Yeah,
I was just cruising.
I was legit trying to get up behind you and grab hold of the handle on the back of the boat and let you
get the Old Town Road. So I'm gaining stuff. I'm losing stuff.
Yeah.
Man, the opening of that. So I have a huge hatch up front, but it's split into a battery box and then another.
Wait, on the Slayer now?
On the Slayer Max.
Okay.
And I have the removable box thing. The front hatch on the Titan, even though I lose the cool battery box and stuff, I mean, I could store rods and stuff in there. It's huge.
Wow.
Like I'm totally.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll actually do that, but the amount of crap
but
I
to
could put.
know that you could.
Yeah, but it's one of the things it's like bike packing. You have the room, you're going to fill it up is the problem.
Yeah, and then everything gets heavy. Yeah.
I'm
with you on that.
I also said I'd never get a fish finder, but so I did end up throwing. I ended up throwing on the Garmin. That thing has been awesome. So I have.
Jess was sitting here. Did you hear what she was saying?
She said it's cheating.
She says you're cheating because you got a fish finder. She's like, that's cheating because you just see the fish and then you go like that. And then
so I'm still learning how to use it. There's a lot of YouTube videos, but there was multiple times, like on Sunday, even the fish I found in the creek on Monday. I would never have fished that spot or whatever, but I came across an area. I was like, I caught fish.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. So the game changers for me. So how do you have your setup?
I don't know. It's on my boat.
What's your screen setup? I mean,
so I split mine clear view and traditional because.
So it's basically
clear view,
down scan and sonar.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because I don't see a lot of fish on the clear view, but I see structure. Mm-hmm. What did I tell you? You know those big pilings at CBL where it looks like they probably park research vessels?
Yeah.
I've always got stuff caught in the two that are, so there's a square of them. The two that are closest to the building, I've always like hung something up like my fly or a crankbait.
Is there something down there?
There's another pole I can see on my clear view, clear as day.
Oh my God.
So they're going to, hopefully they know about that thing. They're trying to pull a boat in there. SS Minnow is going to be down there.
A 3-hour tour.
The structure and stuff that it's on the clear view is awesome. The maps aren't what I thought they were. They are not full on 100% maps. But
do you have the SD card?
No, I don't have that spot. Not what I thought it was, but I didn't buy it 100% for the maps.
Okay.
But I think we talked about this last time. We talked about screen sizes, all the features. I still don't believe I need side scan, which I'm fine with. But the 7-inch seems huge until you get it on a kayak and it's sitting way out. And you have bad vision like me, and you take off your prescriptions, and your Costas aren't prescriptions because I'm not fancy like Brian, and it's still clear enough for me to see. So it's a perfect screen size. It's huge. I didn't realize you both had like the. How do you guys see that?
I'm a 5-inch.
Yeah, we don't know that.
And I'm going to be honest. I was looking at your 7-inch on your boat, and I was like, "Damn, that's big." And I was kind of joking, like you running Netflix on that thing. But I was watching it as we were fishing a couple times close to each other, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice."
The screen clarity on the Garmin's amazing. We all have them set up. We all see the same crap. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The clear view is cool. The clear view might not be 100% thing for the creek because it's just a big, muddy, sandy bottom. St. Mary, I am so excited to go to St. Mary's Lake with that thing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying different things. I'm learning a lot about sonar. I learned at the end of the day I could see my actual freaking jig as I'm jigging. I didn't know about that. It was cool, but basically set the whole kayak up. Got approval yesterday for a Titan, so I got to rip it all out. I got to rip my landing gear off. I got to take no biggie. Yeah. So I'm keeping my seat and my drive unit, and they send me Dave's picking up the hull with our boats. I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't know. I've had a couple little issues, but I'm excited about the Titan. And I was back and forth between a Titan 12 and a Slayer when I wanted a drive boat. It's way better than my.
Well, now you'll have had the opportunity to do both.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to say
it is about 10 pounds more hull to hull. Not a big deal. I have wheels. I have a slip thing, a little rack at the dock. The biggest thing, it's not going to be any different than getting in the back of my truck. So you never know.
Yeah. Charles just threw some comments out. He's talking about the he rides a Hobie, but he would be a fan of the natives if it weren't for the prop style in the grass. Just doesn't work. So, and it's a difference of a
On the
of
contrary,
a prop versus Mirage.
Yeah.
Which that flappy dolphin thing, and then the kick up and
The Hobie's got its places.
Yeah,
where it does well.
That kick up. I mean, I've seen some Christine Fisher videos where she's been in like rocks.
I've also seen her break one mid-tournament.
True, I've seen that. I saw that video too. Oh, pinky up.
Pinky up.
Yeah, I've seen that video too. But she had somebody. Well, she's Christine Fisher. She had somebody that would like meet her at a dock with a new drive unit.
I wouldn't do that for you.
You wouldn't do that for me?
Oh, yeah, man. I would fly across country.
Aw, thank you, baby.
Just to laugh at you. Quickly, though, because I've talked everything about fishing, but that's my fishing setup.
That's okay.
Thursday night we fished. I showed you the speckled spout.
Speckled spout spots.
Speckled spout. I told you, I was like, you get the tide right, you get certain things right, you can go catch speckled trout here. What'd you do? You went and caught speckled trout.
Nailed them, too.
Then we worked around. I caught that. And that's the night I caught that perch that looked like a smallmouth. That was the biggest freaking perch I've ever seen in my life. And I was telling my dad, I was like, it was dark. I thought it was a little bat. I'm like, I don't know what this thing is.
You were calling to me from I was over at that
other side of the pier,
and I heard you go, Brian,
check this thing out,
and you're holding your net up. I'm like, that's a net, dude. I couldn't see, but you held it up. Then you took it out of the net, and I could see exactly how big it was. I was like, that's a perch.
I thought I had a nice drum that thing fought. That was pretty cool. But then I raced home. I didn't stay out late as normal. I stayed out till about 8:30, which is late.
Yeah.
You guys are afraid of the dark. I stayed till dark time.
No, it's just that we got to go over. And,
you guys got. You wanted your Roy's too.
Yeah, I got to have some
dinner. You didn't go on an empty stomach and drink a high alcohol beer. And then Sunday morning, a neighbor in my neighborhood, Steve, bought a Slayer 10 for me. Delivered it, set it up Sunday morning for him. He wanted me to take him out and show him the creek a little bit. He brought his friend Ray. I asked my dad if he wanted to go, so we had a bunch of us out there because the wind was low. The bottom side wasn't going to get blown around. And really, my dad's been, I wouldn't say skunked. It's just, I feel like every time we go out, it's never like right conditions. And then like I go out the next day, and like 3 weeks ago, I went out the next day after me and him went out after I caught like one perch. The next day I was catching those huge speckled trout. It was just a good day.
That happens.
Yeah,
that happens.
It's fishing. He knows that. But then really was excited to get him to going, and it just felt fishy that morning. His first cast on the one point, he caught that really nice redfish.
That was beautiful fish.
That day we all picked up a lot of fish. I think he caught a good chunk of perch. It was a nice overcast, glassy day, and the fish were literally schooling in the creek like they were in the bay, like full-on fish boils, birds everywhere, fish flopping, and not the little bait fish, like big stripers up and down the creek. So that was cool. We were able to get into those. Okay. But then on certain places with structure and flats, without the schools, the topwater bite was working very well for the striper. And then Monday was kind of iffy. Monday, CBL was turned on. The creek wasn't what it was, but it was
sun was out
hot over. It wasn't overcast.
Yeah.
I picked up a lot of specks of decent size in the afternoon on my way in, but the striper fishing was good at CBL.
I had one that was probably keeper size. I didn't really want to push it because it was just over 19, but I was measuring on the paddle, so it could have been just under 19 too. But Jerry picked up a nice solid 20-plus inch fish that he took home from Mayette. So absolutely, that bite was on, and it was in a different place. So the last few times that Jerry and I have gone out and fished CBL, we've been up near the pots and throwing up into the pots and pulling out. And I caught one decent fish doing that. But all of the fish that we caught seemed to be outside of that front of that pier, which is
like
weird.
6 and 7 feet of water.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like almost a different school of fish had shown up. It was like the little schoolies had gone off, and the little bigger ones came in, and they were a little further out. It was just weird, just strange.
It was a fun day.
Absolutely.
I stayed out. I wore my half pants.
And you got sunburned.
And then when I was able I cleaned my boat Thursday night or whatever night when I was a little buzzed. I had a lot of it was disgusting. Not like your boat.
Stop it.
I cleaned it out. I scrubbed the inside. All my storage was full of junk, and I took out my sunscreen. And I was like,
you didn't put it back?
And I didn't put it back in Monday, and now it's just, my legs are, like when I opened the oven this evening for dinner, that heat hurt on my legs. So
Nick had a question here, and I'm curious about your answer to this. Ever use a buzzbait for stripers?
No, I haven't. I was talking to my dad about because he got me a bunch of chatterbaits.
Chatterbaits?
And I haven't. They're right in my cabinet right there. I haven't put them in my box, so I haven't used. I don't know. I'm thinking about taking chatterbaits out.
I threw the whopper plopper.
Yeah, so Ray the other day was throwing a whopper plopper.
Did it do anything for him?
He got. I think he had a couple striper on top water that weren't in that school.
Okay.
So he picked off of just random, and then he had a really nice perch blow up that he thought was a striper.
Well,
it's the way that thing came out of water.
Blew up on a whopper plopper?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
I didn't have no success with the whopper plopper, but you were talking about it's like that looks like it should be like rockfish candy.
Yeah.
Like legit, like just coming across the top of that water. Why are they not just exploding? But nothing was exploding, so they weren't there. So
that or they weren't.
They weren't turned on.
What I saw in the creek was something I would have seen in the bay, not the creek.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing. And then I'm throwing like a bomber plug. I usually I have like boxes there of spooks of every size.
Big ass bait, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. You go
I
big or
can't
go
see.
home.
I got to see it.
Go big or go home.
The spooks that I throw and the bomber match up really well with that Shimano Terra, whatever rod I have.
Okay.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
So it's a good combo.
Nice. Anything else on your list?
I could talk about everything.
What about the Facebook group, the Yackers? Did you mean to call it Yankers? That's actually a really cool name. The Yankers.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Actually, that's a cool name, though. You should keep that. Yankers, because you're yanking fish. There was another thing, too.
I was thinking crank anchors.
The old bank robber. Bank robber, get it?
Oh.
Bank robber, bank fishing bank robber, bank robber. It's coming up with cool things.
No, I just want to. I know Nick and some other folks are on there. Trying to remember. I just keep getting lost with social media.
Your dad, big baits, big fish. That's true, Paul.
Yeah, but elephants eat peanuts. Yeah, but my dad will be my dad growing up though will be the guy that throws the 10-inch zoom worm.
Yeah,
and he'll pull in a 7-8 pound largemouth. And he'll catch one good fish a trip where I would throw the little 4-inch chartreuse lizard and catch a bunch of
little fish.
Yeah.
So. That's exactly the way I approach KBF tournaments. Is you get your numbers, you fill the board up as soon as you can, and then you start calling. And I think that's the right tournament approach. It's not always the right fun approach, but I think it's the right tournament approach. Because a fun approach, you'd be like, I want to go after fish every day. I want to get quantity. I'm a quantity over quality guy. But, man, when you get quality, it lights your fire.
And I was talking to Dave. I'm going to keep talking. I was talking to Dave, though, every so often I like doing the CBL stuff. I do like finding stuff in the creek where I might not catch 20 fish, but if I fish certain areas really well and I catch some okay fish that way, there's times I like that more.
Yeah.
But you can't do that every time because you get bored and you go back and forth. Like tomorrow or like some of those days where I'm fishing certain areas where I think there might be a nice striper or two that'll blow up a topwater. I'll do that for a few hours, and then I'm okay with a couple of fish or some redfish.
So I know we claimed earlier that we're a kayak podcast now, kayak fishing podcast.
Oh, that we named that now?
Think we're a thing now. But Jerry came over, I think it was the Sunday morning that you were out fishing.
So you guys were playing with each other on the dock?
No, Jerry came over and helped me get my Parker run. So I have a little Parker center console that's sitting on the lift, but I had a problem with the lift motor. Long story, but I got the lift motor back, so I got the lift motor reinstalled, and the boat hadn't run. I think the kids took it out last year, but I haven't fished it a whole lot. So we dropped it down in the water, and I was like, we're going to put a battery charger on this, blah, 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 blah. We're going to go all through these things now, because I wasn't expecting to get the lift operating as quickly as we did, but it was legit, like install the motor, bing, bang, boom, hit the button, down she went, which I guess really hindsight, why would you have expected anything different? Duh. It's just going to just plug the motor in, it works. So we dropped that down, and I was like, now we're going to have to deal with battery charger, turn the key again, turned over, started purring like a kitten, just like rather. But the boat is an absolute disaster mess. I got a new white tip. I'm going to take a pressure washer to it. I got a white tip.
It looks like your kayak.
Yeah, maybe that should be my thing.
It might be cleaner than your kayak.
No teeth, dirty boats.
Who's the dude on the Peanuts? Is it Millhouse?
Linus is the blanky guy, and it's Pigpen.
Yeah.
Pigpen. Do not call me Pigpen.
Start calling you Pigpen.
Do not call me Pigpen. I got no teeth and I dirty boats. But so we let it run and idle for a while, put it in neutral, gave it some gas, let it run at a higher RPM for a while. So I looked at Jerry and said, hey, you want to take this boat out? It's like, yeah, let's do it. So we backed it out, hit it on the creek, and I'm going, okay, let's start giving it a little bit of throttle, add it up to like 2,800 RPM. That boat should be legit up on plane, and it's still going. So I'm pretty sure the ethanol has gelled in the gas.
Did I tell you the time that, the little boat I had did that in the river with Russ?
No.
Yeah, I had to get towed in.
Oh, see, now that was what I was like, Jerry, let's turn around. He's like,
yeah, so you better turn in.
We turned around. I was like, oh,
but I was the young, dumb kid. I was like, oh, it'll go away. We'll just, we kept getting further and further from the ramp. At least you guys are older and smarter.
So I put it back in, and then I'm looking at the capacity of the tank, and it's like a 60-gallon tank, and I'm looking at the meter. I've got like probably 40 gallons of fuel in that thing, and it's all gelled. And I'm like, okay, I got a couple of choices. You know the hill to get down to the pier.
Yeah.
How do I take 40 gallons of fuel out and get it back up that hill? And then what do you even do with old gas? Anybody in the live
neighbor's
stream,
yard?
Anybody in the live stream knows what to do with old gas. Holler out at me. I have no clue.
Find some guy with an old diesel deuce and a half.
Burn it up. Just pour it in a fire.
A deuce and a half
Just
thing.
light that big old thing of gas on fire. So now I got this issue of I don't know what to do with all that. So I think what I'll end up doing is kind of just running it at neutral, for a while and let it burn some gas. I did the math. I think when I put it in neutral and I give it throttle and I have it up to like maybe 1,500 RPM, it's burning just shy of 2 gallons per hour. And 40 gallons, so I got 20 to 30 hours probably to burn all that gas. And I'm like, that's not even going to work. So maybe it's a combination of trying to run it some, because I do want to put some seafoam in. Jerry had that suggestion. And then maybe seafoam, spray the carburetor.
You need to run it and drag an old kayak behind it, so in case you get stuck, you can paddle back.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Or at least I could tow it. I could tow it with the kayak. I'm a big burly man. I could take care of that.
Borrow my Titan for that.
So I got that boat kind of running, got a little bit of work to do with it. We'll go from there, see what happens with that. Definitely slaying the rockfish in the creek. I mean, you saw it today. They have shown up thick back up in there, but they're just 2 inches short. But that's okay. I don't know that I'd probably keep a 19-inch fish if I caught a 19-inch fish, but I'm not. That's okay. I don't really like you. It's like you catch the fish, you let it go, you look at it, you take a picture, and off it goes. But what I've been doing is pink and white little paddle tails, and I'll troll until I find the edge of that, bait ball. There's bait everywhere, and I'll find that little edge of that bait ball, troll through it, see if I pick up a fish. So that tells me there's active fish, and then I'll pull the troll up and just start throwing to the edges of the breaking fish, and just it seems like it's like a pattern that. It's like clockwork, man. They're just all over the place. So I'm excited about that. I'm actually leaving my boat down at the pier now. I'm not hugging it, pumping it back up and down the hill. And I've got a nice drop in right at the end of the road.
Yeah, so you just go past your house.
Yeah, just go past.
If I were to do that, I would go down there.
It's actually somebody has beaten down the bushes now. It's actually about as wide as
the bushes?
Yeah, it's about as wide as a truck. And it's only, 6 or 8 feet from the side of the road to the water. You could drop a kayak in there super, super
Not bad when
easy.
you got wheels.
We talked enough about the Solomon's fishing we've done up in the creek and out there.
Yeah.
I told you I wanted to talk about carp. I would like to do some carp fishing, Joey.
Trash fish?
Yeah, because they pull, right? I mean, you've always told me
carp. I got huge into carp when I lived in
freshwater
Easton.
tarpon, brackish water tarpon is what you've said. So
fresh. They said, yeah, it's like poor man's bonefish.
Poor man's bonefish. That's what you called them. Okay.
Yeah, they are freshwater tarpon or
so I've
what are those things? Shad.
I saw the edit to the show notes you made. So I've been looking up some ways to make break baits. Break baits that you ball up stuff with hulled millet and some horso.
I've already said it once at this show.
What?
Garlic corn.
I know you keep saying garlic corn, but I want to try something my own. So I'm looking at ways to do corn puffs and corn. And building a break bait using some syrup and some flavoring to actually trying to chum some fish in. You and I will go.
I've done that before with my friend Dan. We didn't catch anything. They wanted garlic corn, they said.
You weren't in the right place.
I did a survey when I was finished.
That's what I wanted to do. I want to we'll do a one against each other.
All right.
I'll try a break bait and you use your garlic corn.
I'll probably take my fly rod and catch one on something I tied.
We'll see what happens. But I do want to give that a shot. Wow, we got a lot. St. Mary's County residents can take it to the transfer station. Oh,
Yeah.
Bill,
So,
thank you.
I took that strawberry. Oh, yeah, sorry.
He's giving a little bit of advice here on getting rid of the bad gas. I'll check in St. Mary's, or he said St. Mary's County, you can take it to a transfer station, but I go to the big dump here in Calvert, so I actually will contact them and see if I can actually get rid of it there. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Litter in it.
Your dad's saying carp fight really good.
Yeah.
Strong steady
Strawberry
pull.
jello with dough balls and stuff.
Yeah, so what I want to do is
get the powder.
Is the strawberry jello in the break bait.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
Yeah.
In the dough.
Yeah. So it's not so much dough as it is Karo syrup or some kind of corn syrup with hulled millet. So basically what it does is when the bait sits on the bottom,
it releases.
It breaks, and you have some floaters that sit up above it.
I was trying to use the context clues on break bait.
Yeah, it breaks apart. Break
Yeah.
bait. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been doing my homework, so that's what it seems like
Just
everybody
giving
calls them. So I don't know. So I definitely want to try that. I've never been a carp fisherman, and I see people catch them all.
It's like an addiction. There's a whole
Sounds like
group
it's
for
fun.
the fly guys and the carp and stuff. It's they're a blast.
So I also got some new boots, which seems like a weird thing to talk about.
Is it boots?
Boots.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you changed it to. You changed it to something different than boots that sounds a lot like boots, but it's got more B's.
Poots.
I do not have new. I have new boots. I got some muck boots, the high cap.
yeah.
They're like neoprene.
Yeah, I got a pair of those I lost.
You can fold down.
They're nice.
Good,
Yeah. They're warm.
I'm super excited to give them a shot as the water starts to cool off to be able to get the kayak in and out of the water. Because I know back in the spring, I was playing this game where you try to like not get in the water, but if you get in the water, what do you do? So I was wearing like my waterproof socks, trying to play that game with it. But then your shoes are wet, and it's just. And I was like, I got to come up with a solution. And the muck boots seem to work pretty well. I'm going to put a link in the show notes if anybody wants to check them out and let me know if I've made a big mistake or if I'm doing something right.
No, because we're in that teeter-totting part of the year.
Yep.
You're going to get wet. My dad needs a pair of these boots, too.
Yeah, I'll put a link to them in the show notes. I seems they came in today. I haven't put them in the water yet.
Why didn't you new boot goofing? You didn't come over here with them?
I should have done that with my shorts and just put the boots on.
Yeah, new boot goof. You remember?
Yeah,
Lieutenant Dangle.
Lieutenant Dangle. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
What?
I just mimic you. That's all I do. That's my fun day. That's what I do.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
New boot day. Man, a new season of Reno 911's coming out. You got to watch the old ones.
No, I've never been a Reno 911. Listen, it would be a whole new world for me. Should I go back to the beginning and start at the beginning?
Yes.
And what are they on?
How was it, season 7?
What is it? No. Where can I find it streaming?
I haven't found a solid place that I watch them
So
sporadically.
YouTube.
Kind of.
Probably be.
There's some on
Hulu.
Hulu had some for recently. I haven't.
So if I'm going to watch a series, I need to watch it legit from start. I can't be playing this game to jump in the middle.
New boot goofing.
Any questions coming in? Did you see any questions come through the live stream? We've answered a lot of them as they came through. Buzz baits for stripers.
So you got some on Comedy Central if you can stream that. YouTube if you can have a subscription. Amazon Prime has some.
I think we've caught up with the live stream, so I don't think we got any questions we got to cover. Let's do this or that, Joey.
This or that.
That. So a fishing themed this or that. Joey, you want to fish from the bank or a boat?
We're fishing for carp.
Fishing for whatever you want.
I feel like
you could do it species by species.
I feel like fishing for carp from a boat. So I originally, before I worked at my current employment, came into my current employer as a non-employee, wanting to buy a paddleboard because I was fishing for the carp in Easton a lot, and I wanted a paddleboard fishing wasn't huge yet. I was like, this would be because carp fly fish, carp on the fly. It's 100% sight fishing, and they're very picky. I was like, paddleboard, Vantage Point, or if you have a Native Titan, which is way more stable, or Slayer Max. But I don't know. I feel like I never actually caught one from the paddleboard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would just get pulled in instantly. They are pound for pound. They are amazing.
That's what I hear. That's what you've been saying. That's why I want to give it a shot.
You know, every so often bank fishing is just fun.
It's easy. No, not easy from the fishing standpoint. Easy from
logistical.
No, not even that. It's relaxing. Maybe that's what I'm looking for.
I don't know. I get more stressed sometimes between where you're fishing with the snakes or trying to
I don't care about that.
Oh, no, I won't.
Oh, your ticks and bugs. You don't like all
I
the
don't care about
spiders.
ticks and bugs. Spider. It's the snakes.
Snakes?
Usually the places that I like to fish from bank.
None of that stuff bothers me. I don't bother
Oh,
me.
God, no.
It's like, look, a snake. I don't care.
No, it's always a copperhead.
I'll just wear my muck boots. And
They'll bite right through that.
I used to wear my waders a lot, and that's part of why I didn't worry about it. But
I just feel like there's some places like the Spillway and the Ranch Club there's places you want to fish, but you just can't because you're from. Me and my dad have only put a little boat in, like the little canoe in there once or twice. I think bank fishing can be harder sometimes.
So spillway fishing, that seems like everybody, like I went over to the Y Mills and it was like everybody was down fishing the spillway at the bottom.
The carp in the Spillway at St. Mary's Lake too.
Yeah.
And the Snakehead down there apparently.
I've heard Snakehead down there too.
We should ride our bikes to the...
That would be a good bike fishing entree.
Yeah.
Is to go and then ride down into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we should do that.
What is your answer? I don't even know if I said an answer, but...
no, you didn't really give an answer.
Fortunate enough to pick boat.
I would say boat. You know what it is? It's access to different places in the water that I really appreciate. I don't like being stuck. I like being able to
Well, when I say boat, I guess just say kayak, so I'm not on a little parker without bad gas, so I don't get stuck. I can at least paddle. Even if my drive breaks, I could paddle back.
Hey, speaking of boats, I've got a little bass tracker, aluminum bass tracker, that needs new decking.
You just pulling these boats out of nowhere?
Yeah. I got my hands on that. That may be my winter project, is to put it in the barn and rebuild the deck. That would be a fun project.
Yeah.
Be a fun winter project.
Real quick, Sean, Rustic Designs, he got a... I knew what boat he got before I came on the episode, so I could remember it, and I didn't write it down. I don't know if he still listens. I just opened it up today, but he put deck padding on his boat, and it looks really good.
So I've just discovered there's a new Mid-Atlantic distributor, something called Dytech, which is apparently some sort of decking that's new. I need to check that out.
I got to check his out, but basically I told Native I was okay losing it, but I'm losing all my deck padding.
Oh,
because you know how they covered my whole boat.
You can add more. You can. Add that.
I'm gonna ask Sean about his, but I mean Sean did a really good job. Doing his own. There's there's a couple companies with bigger companies like Native and Hobie. They'll like you buy a Titan 12, you spend $300 on deck padding though, but they'll have the exact. I'll buy a roll.
It's cut. You know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like there's no work behind it besides laying it down. Don't know why I was talking about that. Basically, Sean did a really good job on his, so I'm gonna have to get some tips from him.
Maybe we can do a little video on that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't need it everywhere, but I like having it I liked it on the Slayer.
I had a this or that in mind, and now I can't remember it.
This is old age.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Sean said Vibe. Yeah, I just found Vibe. But his deck padding looks awesome.
You showed me a picture of it.
And I need to get the info on that.
Okay. Next, I think I said boat too. Hot dog or burger?
Oh, I wrote this one, but I'm a hot dog man. Always causes controversy because I piss people off when I said I put ketchup on my hot dog. So see how the fishing guys are like that.
Anybody that knows us, that listens to our other podcast, which, by the way, we just recorded the 91st episode. Yeah. We are over 90 episodes.
We have a lot of listens.
91 weeks. Every week.
Every week I see this guy.
Sat down in front of a microphone and spilled our guts about bicycling.
That's at least like 188 beers I've drinking just because of this.
Well, I'm going to say that at least half of those episodes, too, we've talked about hot dogs. No,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
a quarter. That's
Quarter. We got
that's
heavy in
probably
hot
what it
dogs seasonal.
and then we go away. Then we come.
We're in
back.
hot dog season though, because it's not miserable to grill out before an episode.
Last week was a heavy hot dog episode. We talked about the whole Costco thing with
Oh,
the
yeah.
$1.50 hot dog and all that stuff.
What I want to do is I need like Nick's. We need to get some hot dogs from like Nick's too.
Some legit real hot dogs.
Real, I mean, a good old ballpark hot dog. It's great.
Schnitzel. Yeah,
We need some schnitzel,
yeah.
and we need to soak it in some beer for an hour before we
Woo.
cook it, stuff like that. Get some,
Okay.
and we do all the toppings really well.
If we did
we need to like saute some onions too.
if we did like 10% of the awesome things we talk about doing, we
Well,
would have
we could be
a-
doing this for a living, like we were talking about in the last episode.
I too am a hot dog guy.
What about
the burger?
hot dog shaped hamburger?
No, I like the hot dog. I like the actual. So what I've discovered.
Oh, we didn't talk about the last episode. You
What?
got a harbor dog.
Yeah, I did. I got a. We talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about it on the bike.
We didn't talk about that. I
No.
did get a harbor
How do you
dog.
rate a harbor dog?
Oh, the harbor dog is awesome. So
Was it good?
Harbor dog is a deep fried hot dog wrapped in bacon, covered with special sauce on an awesome like pretzel bun, and topped with onion straws.
Oh,
and it
and a
is
side of
legit.
Tums.
It is so messy, but it is
There's-
so and the homemade chips and
Actually.
Oh, you're making me hungry, dude. Let's just
I
make me
was say
hungry.
I would tell maybe my dad still listen. Harbor dogs on Sunday.
Yeah, but you have to get there before 1:00.
That's fine. I literally walk across.
I know, but
walk from my
I'll
house.
be surprised if they're not there.
Um,
I'm a hot dog guy. I just
Hot
claimed
dogs,
it.
yeah.
Hot dogs.
No.
We're hot dog people.
toppings is another story.
Yeah.
Uh.
Ketchup on a hot dog. 8 years old. Got anything else, Joey, before we wrap it up? You want to talk
Yeah, I
about
put
yak
ketchup
anglers?
on my hot dogs.
Yeah, I know. You put ketchup on your hot
You
dogs.
know, when I was
and
younger, I
still
used
like
to just
you.
put hot dogs in sprinkly cheese.
hot dogs and sprinkly cheese?
Hot dogs and shredded cheese.
Okay, now cheese
Or
on
sorry, ketchup.
ketchup and cheese on
and
a
shredded
bun.
cheese.
You would do it without the hot dog?
No, with a hot dog.
With a hot dog. I'm not a fan of cheese on a hot dog, but I'm a fan of cheese in a hot dog. I'm okay with
We
the
did cheese dogs last time.
I know. I like the cheese in the hot dog. I don't know that the cheese on top of the hot
It's
dog.
like a whiz
is the
wit.
thing. Yeah, whiz wit. You know what
I
they
think
say?
last time I had cheesesteak was with you in the city
That's
in
right.
Philly last year.
Yeah, Philly. Whiz wit.
Oh, man, I want
Oh, you Philly Ted, you're
Man,
out
I'm
there.
gonna be upset we're not
Whiz-wit.
going to.
We're not
wrong
doing
podcast.
anything.
I'm
just
upset we're
so-
not going to Philly this year for the show.
I know. Everything's not happening. That was so much fun last year.
Yeah,
We need to find something. We need to find something to do. So I'm
we
also
should
a hot
go
dog
to
guy.
a KBF tournament.
Do you? You know, I qualified. SOMD yak anglers. Do you need to talk about that? Pinky's up.
No, I brought it up. SOMD yak anglers. I've been talking about doing a get together in a couple of weeks. We'll find a body of water, probably down here, because everyone's talking about how ridiculous the fishing is out of Solomon's.
Yep.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can hit. I would love to do a nice get together when the lake opens up. Same area as lake.
They're not going to open until December.
Really?
Yeah, it's late November, early December is the latest on that now. Rain. We've had rain. What do you not think it's going to rain during the summer? They just basically botched that, in my opinion. But whatever.
That's ridiculous.
I think they could have figured out a way to allow people to still access the ramp, use the parking lot. Doesn't have to. You better roll in there when they open that joint up, and it better be like, holy cow. But I have a feeling that we're going to roll in there. It's just going to be more black asphalt. And
It's going to be one big black thing asphalt.
and it's what they started with, and they shut the place down for 8 months. I just, it's a mess.
That was a 2-week job.
Charles,
Anyway, not my job.
Charles, good to see you still. He said, if it ain't a Nathan's, it ain't a hot dog. I agree. I like Nathan's hot dogs. I can do that. I can get behind that statement.
I don't travel outside of Solomon's often. Oh, especially at a Prince Frederick. I didn't even give him a passport out. But I do need to get some schnitzel, Italian sausage too.
Well, you
from
know
Nick's.
I go up there all the time,
Yeah.
so just holler at me.
I'm always
I'm
hollering
in
at you.
Prince Frederick, doggone it all the time.
Like my drumstick.
Anything else, Joey, before we shut it down?
You know what I always say? I could keep going.
Yep, I'm going to shut it down then. Folks, if you're looking to get in touch with us, facebook.com/Angler Magazine Chesapeake. On Instagram, @Chesapeake Angler is the magazine. @BN Rains is me. Joey, how can folks get in touch with you on Instagram?
I deleted it all. No, I'm at Joey Sikorsky 24. Charles found me instantly last week. I know. And
I got
at
home.
Pack Paddles.
I got home and I was like, you need to connect with Joe. He's like, yeah, I'm already talking to him right on top of it.
Actually need to follow back up with Charles. It's just been busy.
On-
Yeah, or at Pack Paddles.
YouTube.com/Chesapeake Angler, where you can catch the live stream. Make sure to click to subscribe and click that little bell icon to get notified, particularly when we go live. And of course, you can read the e-magazine online at ChesapeakeAnglerMag.com. Hey, Charles, final shout out before you head out to Gunnersville. Go kick some serious fish butt. Good luck with that. And
if not, that's okay. If you don't feel,
oh no, I'm
you don't fish to your potential, we still like you.
It's like having fun. I don't think you can lose with something like that.
Yeah, you can.
No.
There's money involved.
No, you can't lose with it. It's a life
no,
experience,
I'm just
dude.
kidding.
It's a legit life experience.
Oh, I
Just
know.
soak it in, enjoy it, have fun, and you better come
Say
back.
hi to Greg.
You don't come home without a trophy. So
Or a check.
yeah, check. That's more
Don't
important.
they pay out pretty well there?
I think so. I don't know, Charles. I think they do.
Do what Brian does. Just store your fish.
There's a lot of people that get in trouble for staging fish.
Are you serious?
That's a thing in bass
I'm
fishing
just kidding.
tournaments.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Staging fish. You go out pre-fish, catch a bunch of big fish, put them in a spot. You know they're there. Staging fish is a big, bad, naughty boo-boo.
Is it really, though?
Yeah.
That's strategy.
No, that's cheating.
As my wife says, my fish finder, that's
fish
cheating.
finder's cheating. Okay, everybody, we're going to shut this thing down. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see y'all again next week.
And thanks for watching us over the debate.
There you go.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
When did the debate start?
I have no idea.
Where's old Crazy Joe?
Okay, shut that down. All you folks in the live stream, let's run it back. Sean, Nick, Charles, Paul, Camden, my baby. Let's see who else is in here. I think I saw Billy. William is in there, Billy. Thank you for that suggestion on where to go with my bad gas. We appreciate you guys more than anybody else. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.